Art Shell is leaving the Raiders. Actually, it's called firing, but coaches call it something else, escaping. It is irrelevant who coaches the Raiders. They are an absolute grease fire. Coaching the Raiders is essentially piloting a plane that's on fire before you ever get into the cockpit. It does not matter who coaches this franchise. Worst job in the NFL by a mile. You have a crazy person as an owner who still meddles and thinks he's the GM. You have the worst scouting department in the NFL. Bad stadium, bad roster, no momentum. Art Shell should have never been hired. He was out of the game for 10 years and was not very good the first time around. And the NFL is not Major League Baseball. I mean, you could leave Major League Baseball for 15 years, then return. The game's basically the same. I mean, it's not like stuff gets invented, except the gyro ball, which we'll see in Boston from Daisuke Matsuzaka. That's the only invention last 15 years of baseball. There's this guy that's going to pitch for the Red Sox. It's like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. He's got the amazing gyro ball. Can't hit it. 140 miles an hour, drops off the table. But football, there's changes every year. And over 10 years, those little changes become drastically, enhancing the game. And if you go look at NFL games, even from the 80s, the offenses look like high school offenses compared to today. They're just very simplistic. But if you look at the worst NFL teams, Raiders, Lions are two of them. Look at the front offices. Total mess. All starts in the front office. Doesn't start with the players, folks. Starts in the front office. Why are the Eagles, Patriots, and Steelers almost always good? Because they have stable front offices with smart people. You have got to be a poorly run team to hire Art Shell as a coach. And never forget Art Shell's first big hire was an offensive coordinator. Straight from, I kid you not, a bed and breakfast. I'm being serious. This is not comedy. The Raiders' offensive coordinator, his previous gig, he owned a bed and breakfast. Now, the upside is the Raiders' pregame catering got a lot better. The offense got worse. But they had an Eggs Benedict sausage quiche before the Raiders' first game. It was the envy of the league. Before a couple of games, big prawns, mango, demi-glaze, outstanding. Tom Walsh, hired straight from a bed and breakfast. Now, his use of wide receivers was embarrassing, but his use of cinnamon on French toast was revolutionary. I don't know, maybe Art Shell thought he was hiring Bill Walsh, not Tom Walsh. I have no idea. But the Raiders have become so embarrassing, you feel guilty in the media making fun of them. I mean, they're the sick kid. You can't make fun of them. You're mean-spirited. They're that bad. And there's a lot of jobs open today. Steelers job, Dolphins job, Arizona Cardinal job, Raider job. And people are saying, well, who should the Raiders hire? The better question is, who could the Raiders hire? You got the Falcons, the Dolphins, the Steelers, all open. What top candidate would choose the Raiders over those teams? I was joking with the staff this morning. This Tom Walsh, the bed and breakfast guy, in my gut feeling, what the Raiders should have done, they should never have fired Tom Walsh, the bed and breakfast guy. I think what they should have done is kept him, hired a chef as the defensive coordinator, hired a waiter as the running backs coach, and just became a restaurant instead. Because they've clearly failed at football. They're a complete joke. They're a laughingstock of the NFL. So maybe it's time to go in another direction. Just be a restaurant. I mean, I'm not joking here. They are one step away from hiring a camera crew and becoming a reality TV show. They are one step away from doing that. We've had all, the reality shows, The Bachelor and Road Rules and Surreal Life and what was the Nick and Jessica show? What was that called? Newlyweds, yes. We've had all these shows. The Raiders should literally have, the Raiders should just hire a camera crew and make themselves a reality show. With Al Davis, the owner. We could call it Al's House. That's what we'll call it Al's House.
Al's House, on the south side of the bay. Al's House, the mystique has gone away. Al's House, on the south side of the bay. Al's House, the silver and black has gone astray.
Yeah, it'd be on like one of those really good networks like Spike. Bravo, those great ones. They are just a joke.